We're so excited that Chris is finally bringing a girl home for dinner.
It's really nice to meet you too, Mrs. Griffin. Do you mind if I ask what's up with your baby?
I'm gonna go work out.
Well, I don't know, but we are gonna find out. Hi, I'm Kitty Monk, and I'm here to talk to you about Family Guy. More specifically, a character you've begged for a video for on years. Well, begged for years, screw it, okay. Connie D'Amico. Fun fact, Connie D'Amico was not her original name. According to Danny Smith, one of the crew members and the voice of the evil monkey and Buzz Killington, Connie's name was supposed to be Connie Resedes. I don't know how to spell it. It's Resedes. Resedes? But Mila Kunis couldn't pronounce it. I mean, I can't pronounce it. Hence the change to D'Amico. Now, in most shows, live action or animated, that feature a high school student, one of the most reoccurring cliches is the mean girl. A girl you would never see in a real life high school because she would be quickly expelled or suspended, or at least given enough punishment to tone down her behavior, especially in front of the teachers. But in a fictional setting, she runs the school with an iron fist and bullies all. With Family Guy, we have Connie D'Amico and her friend Gina George, I'm guessing that's gonna be her full name, and a bunch of jocks. Frequently, Connie and her gaggle pick on Meg, or use her, usually the former, and you have to wonder why. Barely Legal provides the answer, Kitty. We're getting there, Catherine, and you have to wonder why she does it in spite of the constant punishment she gets, because in most appearances, Connie gets at least one form of karma. And I kinda like this. Unlike most reoccurring mean girls, she does get what's coming to her from time to time. Even if it does little to stop her, it helps to balance things out. Barely Legal says it, Kitty. We are getting there. I have an intro to do. So let's discuss. Believe it or not, Connie first appeared all the way back in Season 2. During the episode, Let's Go to the Hop, where she was voiced by, oh my god, I'm gonna butcher this, Rosa Balk. And she's a goth, unlike Connie, because Connie is a poser, Britney Spears Barbie girl conformist. A rash number of toad lickings are taking place at James Woods High. Oh, that's why the episode is called Let's Go to the Hop, because toads hop around. I thought it was because Peter's super out of date or because there was like a dance component. Like, really, no joke, I literally did not get it until I started writing the script. I was like, oh! Lois is doing the laundry when she finds a toad, and this was back when Lois was a mostly good mother, so she questions Meg. I mean, she mentions Chris, but we all know Chris is too stupid to hide drugs. Meg says she was holding the toad for a friend, and holding it so well that I'm sure she forgot to feed the toad and now it's dead.
Mom, can you sign this for my field trip?
Sure, sweetheart. Meg, you have a warrant!
Some good that's gonna do. Because I don't see it moving at all. In episode, I know it's bad the kids are doing drugs and all, but they don't really touch on the fact that they're still sucking on poor defenseless animals, and possibly killing them. But yes, she really was holding it, just not for a friend. Connie and her crew were doing toad, but almost got caught by a teacher. So Meg offered to hold it for them, likely having watched Heathers, and thinking that if you do something nice for the popular girls, they'll do something nice for you. Like give you a makeover, or make sure you can go to the Winter Snowball. Oh, that's a cute name for a winter-themed dance.
Shame on you all, getting your hopes up like that.
See, I thought if I held Connie D'Amico's toad, she'd make one of the cool guys ask me to the Winter Snowball.
You're holding drugs, so someone will invite you.
But Meg, oh my god, that's not how Heathers worked. You need to accidentally murder them first. That's how they'll know your place, and our love is God. The show you're looking for is Mean Girls. Just give Connie a Caltine Diet Toad and you'll be set. Peter decides to help out by posing as a student at James Woods High and discovering the source of the toad problem. But how is he gonna do that?
You let me worry about that, kitten.
How did you know my full name? Yes, my full name is totally Kitten Noel Monk. Kitty is just a nickname, so glad you guys asked. But anyhow, Peter poses as a new kid named Lando Griffin. Oh god, another reminder I need to review the Star Wars specials like yesterday. But Peter persists and integrates himself with Connie via a failed Fonzie scheme.
Hey!
Cool, he's bleeding, just like in the movies.
They invite him to do Toad, but Peter tells them not to do it, via song.
Everyone's talking about how you trashed the jukebox. Classic cool. We're gonna do some Toad. You in?
You're gonna do Toad?
Which is a good question. Really, no offense, but outside of seeing things, they don't really do a good job of saying what's so bad about the toad. At least South Park said you're still inhaling cat pee, and that's disgusting either way. I mean, I brought up the fact that they're basically killing animals, but the episode doesn't do that. Because of Lando, Connie befriends Meg, and she gets a date to the Winter Snowball. I mean, it's Lando, not another popular boy, but hey, it's better than Neil Goldman.
Great.
Hey, Meg, what's got 4 arms, 4 legs, and 1 set of lips? You and me at the winter snowball.
Yeah, I should have played this clip. I wanted to do a section on why Meg was so insistent on helping Connie and being cool, I just didn't know how to put it in here without being shoehorned. But I went into the episode thinking that Meg wants to befriend Connie because back then she was obsessed with being popular. Not because she personally cared about Connie, she just wanted friends and did not know how to get them. And as far as she knows, Connie is popular, and being popular should automatically mean you have friends. Just saying, back then the only friend she did manage to obtain were Neil, and Neil always came off like a creep to her. By being popular, Meg assumes she'll get attention and she'll get friends, because that's what teenagers do. But I wouldn't be surprised if, considering this episode, yeah, it was probably partially to get Neil Goldman off her back. Since then, they can take care of him for her, or she can have more of an excuse than, hey, I have a boyfriend, but he lives in Canada. Next time he comes around.
Only did I live long enough to see Meg go to her first dance, but I'm taking her too. Thanks, Geritol.
On the bright side, at least he got the kids to stop doing Toad, but at the cost of taking Connie to the dance rather than Meg. Why?
Hey, I thought you were taking me to the dance.
Something suddenly came up.
Okay. Brian has a better take.
Lois, it's simple transference. See, to Peter, Connie D'Amico is really Phoebe Diamond, the most popular girl when he was in school.
Oh my God, Lois, I think he's right.
But hey, it's just a fairy. A cartoon. No, I can't imitate it. Pat, he's the only one who does that.
So, Lando, how old did you say you were again?
17. Don't worry, I'll take good care of you, kid. I got a daughter of my own, you know.
Strangely, this is like the only episode where we do see Connie's parents, and I wish they came back like we never see them after this. It would probably go a long way to explain her behavior. At the dance, Connie and Peter are voted prom king and queen, but Peter spots Meg and makes a heartfelt apology.
That's my dream girl, but I'm not good enough for her and she dumped me. So now, heartbroken, I will ride recklessly into the night and up Dead Man's Curve. Goodbye, Meg.
I don't know how to take this, but at least he was helping his daughter. Now she gets any boy she wants at the dance. So, guys, I went into this episode thinking Connie did something crazy. Like, she forced Lando to go to the dance with her and rubbed it in Meg's face. But weirdly here, I guess because they didn't really flesh out Connie's character, she seems like an okay person, Toad licking aside. And honestly, most of the school was doing Toad, so Connie really is no different in that regard. Like, seriously, when you go back and watch it, Peter did not dump Meg for Connie because Connie ordered him to. He just did it to recapture his past. Even the episode said he figured Lois was like a silver medal. He even outright says it.
I had such a crush on her. Until I met you, Lois. You're my silver medal.
Plus, Connie had no idea, and I imagine Peter likely said whatever to get her to agree, like, aren't you going to the dance with Meg? Oh, forget about her, she clearly isn't my daughter. It wouldn't be until And the Wiener Is that Connie is cemented as a true mean girl and the biggest obstacle in Meg's life. Meg wants to audition for the cheerleading team, but she's rejected, not because of any possible reason, just because she's uncool, and told to go to color guard, which is apparently something only the nerdy outcasts do. You know, even though it also requires a lot of, like, rehearsal and all that jazz. And it's still a sport regardless. I mean, cheerleading is still a sport, but I don't know, I hate people who say it's not. But I gotta say, Connie's new voice actress in this episode, who she holds to this day, Lisa Wilholt, does a pretty good job copying Fairuza Balk. Like, I noticed no difference on rewatches. It just sounds a little different if you're hearing it, but really, it's not, like, drastically different.
I'm here to try for cheerleading.
Peter Rabbit would be wise to stay out of Mr. McGregor's garden.
As expected, Meg makes flag team and thinks she's in with Connie, but doesn't realize high school politics means that Connie still won't pay attention to her because everybody on the flag team is basically a nerd.
Are you trying out for flag girl?
Floyd the Bloom.
Wow, Meg looks hot by comparison. Because honestly, I feel like to some degree, you will still be bullied even if you are attractive. Honestly, in that case, it's worse because a lot of kids will bully you to feel better about themselves or because they're jealous. But poor Meg, and it's gonna get worse from here. At Meg's first colored troop, I don't know what you call it, I was gonna call it trooping the color, the popular girls plus Peter pelt her with meat. Why meat?
Hey, Meg! Ah, man, I love how these kids celebrate these days.
Meg, this is why you don't hang out with them. They clearly don't respect you as a person, just something to laugh and gawk at. Screw them.
You know, I bet there's a part of you that really wants to be friends with them.
Maybe.
So be nice to them. Win your enemies over with unflappable kindness.
Lois was clearly never bullied, and it shows. Hey, considering Joyce Kinney, she was the bully. But I don't think you should kill them with kindness. That's like, no. Granted, I am the type to think that each bullying situation is different, which is why I don't like to give general blanket advice for these situations, but here, clearly being nice the first time did not help matters. In fact, all it did was annoy the popular girls enough to cause the bullying to get worse. What I think Meg should do is just ignore them as and act like it's no big deal, not like they keep yelling and then she just pretends not to pay attention, because honestly, just ignore it is terrible advice. But I am the type to think that you should wait until they let their guard down, like they find another target or whatever, and then you get revenge on them. Just ignore it is terrible advice, as is kill them with kindness. If anything, as far as the bully is concerned, you're just giving them license to continue bullying you because it clearly doesn't bother them, and they're gonna see how far they can take it. Unfortunately, Meg does get to befriend the popular girls, oh god, and Connie invites her to her Sweet 16. Oh, she's holding it at her house? Meg, she's a loser. Lois has some opinions.
Now what time do we nail those snot-nosed punks?
I thought you told me to win them over with kindness.
Yes, and now that they think that you're their friend, it's the perfect time to exact your revenge.
Lois, why didn't you lead with this? I would have, backed you up 100%. I love this. Better yet, she even came up with a giant plan to get revenge on Connie.
See, Meg? I'm like one of those bald eagles you see on the Discovery Channel. Beautiful to look at, but mess with one of my chicks and I'll use my razor-sharp talons to rip your eyes out.
But Meg refuses to listen because the idea of popularity is too good to pass up. Oh, Christ on a stick, it's just an idea, not a real thing. So Meg unfortunately gets burned again when in 7 minutes in the closet, she has to kiss a pig.
I don't know who should be more humiliated, Meg or the pig.
She's such a dork.
I think I feel worse for the pig.
Thank goodness Lois is her mom, and she's actually a good mom this time around.
So I hired an old friend to scar them for life.
Hey there, sweetie. You're first.
Mom!
I like where this is going.
Aww. But if barely legal is anything to go by, I don't think Quagmire did any more damage to her that wasn't already done, unless somehow they found a way to escape it. Oh god. Catherine, you've been bugging me about this episode. You want to handle this section? Really? I get to? No, people actually hate you and they hate your voice, which is why I save you for quick jokes. I'm doing it, it's my job. In Barely Legal, Meg once again cannot find a date to the dance, and the idea of going to the dance alone seems foreign to her. So Brian, out of pity, asks her out.
Well, then my hands are pretty much tied.
Oh, Brian, thank you! Oh! I have to buy a new dress. All the ones I have make me look fat.
Oh.
Hey, a housemaid who borders on her uncle is clearly less weird than her father pretending to be a high school student and taking her. It worked out well for Bojack and Penny. However, even back then, Brian and Meg did not have a super big relationship, and Brian therefore spends the entirety of the evening getting drunk. And Brian also is the type to hate teenagers. So they just sit on the bleachers while Meg is miserable. But hey, at least she got to go to the dance.
Brian, can I ask you something? Are you drinking so much because you don't want to be here?
No, Meg. That's my God, look at these chicks.
Connie comes over and tries to bully Meg like usual, but Brian is drunk and he has her back. And he has his own analysis for why Connie bullies Meg despite all that's happened. To Brian, she has horrible self-worth and self-image issues as a result of being popular and attractive. But the thing is, beauty fades, and Connie is the type where it'll probably fade after she graduates high school. So she picks on Meg, somebody who is considered plain Jane at best and fugly at worst, to distract from that possibility. Because after high school, it's all down here. Connie is one of those people who is gonna peak, and it's not gonna be fun when it happens.
You're gonna be a worn-out, chalky-skinned burlap sack that even your stepdad won't want. How's that? Am I in the ballpark?
Brian, that was amazing.
Dang, dude, you made her cry. And weirdly, I hate to say it, I think Brian has a point. This actually makes way too much sense. Remember, in Connie's first appearance, she was a mostly normal popular girl. And what happened? She got publicly humiliated by who she thought was her boyfriend, or at least her date, all in favor of Meg, a total nobody. I mean, she really had no intention of repaying Meg for the Toad incident, but I'd imagine that really hurt her, at least her pride. And then in her next appearance, who did she bully nonstop? Meg. Maybe she was still pissed about that. Connie can't bully Lando, so she misplaced it by bullying Meg. And because Meg is an easy target, I hate to say, since she knows she won't fight back and she's a nerd who tries too hard to be popular. And because she knows Meg is an easy target, I hate to say, she knows she can get away with it. She knows Meg won't fight back because she just wants to be popular. And she knows she's a nerd who tries too hard and just wants validation. Even if it makes her come off as the most desperate, pathetic person in the room. Because no offense, kids can smell both of those things. They're like leopards or bank tellers. And haven't you noticed that even after Connie gets karma, be it physical, like Peter and Meg beating her face in 2 separate occasions, I might add, she still feels a need to bully Meg? Like Meg ruined her beauty, not her social standing? Like she's more insecure about one versus the other? Like she wounded her pride, and honestly, it all does go back to pride. Like, I don't know if the writers remember that whole speech going into the later seasons, but it really does make sense as a good thesis. Remember the episode Follow the Money? Connie is shown dancing on stage, in a disgusting manner considering how Connie is still a minor and in high school, but it almost feels like denial on her part. Like, I can keep doing this, I'm still pretty, I'm gonna be pretty for life, who cares if I'm scarred? And who is she dancing with? Basically her future, Tracy Flanagan, who kinda like Connie, started off as an attractive girl in high school, but honestly peaked in high school. For whatever reason, be it because she got pregnant too early, because she met Brian, or poor health choices on her end, or hey, maybe a bit of both. Whatever it was, she just lost her good looks. I mean, she even went from being voiced by Rachel McFarlane to being voiced by Harvey Fierstein. And this is Family Guy, so there's no telling what Connie's gonna look like in 20 years. She could look like a blonde Jabba the Hutt. So, OMG, maybe there actually is a reason she continues to bully Meg in universe. Part of me was also going to say consequences. Like, she knows she can continue to get away with it. Because no offense, a lot of bullies do not bully because they're insecure or they have problems at home. They bully because they don't care and they know that the teachers don't care and they know they're gonna get away with it. Remember, the few times Meg did end up fighting back, somebody bullied Meg in turn. Like dialed Meg for murder. Meg beat up her friends because she kept insulting her and Meg got suspended.
Oh my God, that's Meg Griffin. She just got out of prison.
Hey Meg, what'd they put you in jail for? Being ugly?
Whereas we never find out what happened to Connie and her friends, you know, the ones who provoked her into doing it, where this was probably a long time coming on Meg's end, which obviously 2 wrongs don't make a right, but Meg didn't do what she did as a sign of dominance, like Cesar Millan, outside of possibly kissing Connie, but considering steroids, that might mean a lot. No, instead, Meg gets in trouble and Connie just goes to the hospital. Again, I do think Meg deserves some consequences, but you get my point. For all we know, Connie got off scot-free. And don't use Quagmire as an example, because that was Lois's doing, not Meg's. And Connie likely had no clue that was Lois's doing either, or Meg's. She likely just assumed this strange man showed up on her doorstep and was now going to harm her and her friends. But okay, even having a reason for doing what she's doing obviously doesn't excuse or justify why she did it. It just acts as an explanation. An explanation that I hate to say strangely makes sense. Like that whole rant I just did, I really had no clue until I wrote the script just how much sense it really did make. And with any mean girl character who tends to be a karma Houdini, it's usually great during the few times they do get comeuppance. Mixstroke is one such example of that, even if it isn't Meg doing it this time around, but her little brother. But to be fair, she did wrong Stewie in a very bad way. Okay, screw it, let's just talk about the episode, I'm stalling. One day, Brian and Stewie are on the couch watching TV, or more specifically, a show I have never seen before. Honest to God, One Tree Hill. But yes, I've never seen that show before. Is the tree like the one from Pocahontas? Do the teenagers go there for, like, advice and stuff? Wait, it's like Riverdale, but extra boring? Damn it. Stewie says he thinks high schoolers are totes uncool, and as a former high schooler, yes they are. And worse, they're easy to manipulate, and again, yes they are. And considering Let's Go to the Hop, he sadly has a point. Nobody realized or believed Peter was Meg's dad until he had to literally tell them, including the adults around them, which leads to a good old-fashioned bet. Stewie has to go to James Woods High disguised as a high school student, and try to become integrated with the cool kids and become cool himself. Seems easy, right? Well, it better be, because there's a steep penalty if he fails.
Okay, if I win and you can't do it, you have to put your nose in Meg's hat and take an 8-second inhale.
Oh dang. Surprised they never say what Stewie would have gotten if he won. You know, besides proving Brian wrong, like the pride and all. Wow, a lot of pride in this video. Would Brian have to be the one to inhale Meg's hat, or would he have to pay Stewie? I'm just saying, you know from Patriot games that Stewie is not one you make bets with.
You have to go online and download that footage of the dancing baby, and you have to forward it to all your friends with the message, "Oh my God, look what I just found online."
And And speaking of Meg, Stewie is able to hitch a ride to her school via her backpack. He endured that to prove Brian wrong. But he goes to the school dressed as Zach Sawyer. I think this is the first Zach Sawyer episode. It makes quite the impression with the cool kids, who of course are Connie, Gina, and their jock friends.
My name is Zach Sawyer. I just transferred here from rich, expensive car-driving high school.
Wow, that sounds awesome.
No, it's lame. Everything's lame.
Again, I think Meg's problem is she comes off as too desperate, which I don't think Meg should be hanging around those people, but like I said above, and like we see here, Stewie just was being himself, like appearing aloof and did not let them get to him. Obviously, be yourself means a lot, but hey, no wonder he was considered cool. Plus, I think it helped that he said rather than did all of these cool trends, and just let them fill in the blanks, or trends that TV shows make out to be cool.
If he says one more cool thing, he's in.
I wear long-sleeve shirts under short-sleeve shirts under long-sleeve shirts.
Wow, oh my God. You're
oh my
awesome.
God, you're so cool.
Awesome.
Since in Steroids, Meg's problem is she tries to be nice to Connie, but doesn't understand how interests change, which leads to her being bullied. I think it also helps that as far as the cool kids fought, Zach Sawyer is a new kid. And while, yeah, stereotypically the new kid gets picked on because they're fresh meat, well, there are times when that won't happen. A new kid is, new. And if you play your cards right, they can give off that aloof, uncaring vibe. Think like Edward or Jacob, even if neither were new. You get my point. But Stewie is now so popular, he's eating lunch with the popular kids.
You can see him on my MySpace page, along with my favorite songs and movies and things that other people have created but that I use to express my individualism.
Two things. One, Stewie, you're automatically uncool. MySpace, God, I'm old. But that's a surefire way to say you don't want to be cool. What if I just push you out into oncoming traffic or dump pig's blood on you? Second, wait until you get to college. College is cliquey, but sitting by yourself at lunch is like a badge of honor, I hate to say. Since you get so little free time and privacy that the few minutes you do get, you absolutely savor. Now, I'd argue at this point that Stewie pretty much won the bet. He's cool, and he's the coolest kid in school. The other jocks are essentially bowing down to him. The girls would do anything for him. He proved himself to Brian. He could just go home and then flamethrower Brian into sniffing Meg's hat, or beat him up because where's my money? But Stewie has to pull an Icarus. He invites Connie out to make out Reef. Oh God, why that place? It's full of dudes sucking face with pillows. Hey man, that's not cool. I think it doesn't help that even if Stewie is a genius, he's still a baby. Just saying, like, you can know everything but still not have common sense. Look at me! And back then and even today, Stewie had no clue what you could and couldn't do in a car, or what you're expected to do after a date.
Man, that's nasty. Gross! How can they do that in a car?
I still cannot believe that was an episode, and they banned that one episode of SpongeBob! So Stewie has no clue what he just invited himself into, because in TV, for some reason, one of the ways you hold your power is by sleeping around. If you're an AMAB, if you're an AFAB, you're a hussy. And we know Connie is not the type to pull an easy A, even if out of pity. But rather than that happening, thankfully, it turns out Connie set her own expectations a little too high.
Is there more underneath, or is that it?
I'm sorry?
Connie, you're a jerk. Look, no offense, I mean this in the best way possible. I'm not trying to disparage anybody. What did you possibly expect? You see how tall he is. And again, this isn't me trying to disparage people who are short, but seriously, what did you expect? Like a king cobra or something? Connie throws Stewie out of her car and drives off.
Hell out of my car.
Jerk. Again, you're just leaving him there to be harassed by Barnacle Man and Milkmaid Man.
What a ripoff! I should sue her!
Be careful you're not held in contempt of cat!
Ha!
The next day at school, Stewie has discovered that his popularity has evaporated like that. Since Connie went around the school in such a super short time frame and told everybody that he's short. What did all of you expect? Like, I hate to repeat myself, but really, what did you honestly expect? Valerian the Black Dread? Like, it'd be weirder if he didn't. You know, it sucks that Stewie has lost his popularity, but he's still proving his point that teenagers are stupid idiots.
Well, for your information, I don't want a big fish. I think they're messy.
It's true, and it's wet and floppy. But joking aside, if I can level with my viewers who are AMABs, most of us girls don't really care about size. Size does not please us. It's what you do with it. I mean, did you not watch that one clip from Bridgerton? Oh no, Oh, you have a normal-sized fish, unlike that dude who has a giant bass. You mean I won't be torn in half like a piece of paper? Or endure really bumpy roller coaster rides like El Toro at Six Flags? Oh no, how terrible. You know, just so you can, like, prove yourself to the other guys in the locker room? Oh no, how terrible. Wow, teenagers are stupid. Thankfully, Stewie uses this lack of intellect to get Connie in trouble.
Look! This girl is making out!
Hey!
That's right.
I like how the fact he's a baby never phases them, or phase them that he was a fraud. They just stand there, like, looking like, wow, teenagers are really stupid. Did I lose brain cells when I went through puberty? Because they say when you lose brain cells, you can't get them back, because that would explain a lot about me. But I suppose Connie's lack of brain cells is why she got out of prison. Well, that, and also she's a woman, and as South Park has taught us, double standards are in effect when it comes to that sort of thing. Nice. So we get Steroids, aka the first and only time we actually see Connie get any kind of meaningful development, or depth. A reminder that Family Guy used to be deep, kind of. Even if it was just like sticking your big toe into a puddle, but hey, by their standards, that is a lot. Meg and Chris are walking one day when Meg spots Connie, and it seems Meg still hasn't learned her lesson that you don't associate with those ruffians, and you don't try to be nice to them if they aren't willing to be nice to you. But Meg went through the trouble of, oh my god, poor girl, burning her a High School Musical soundtrack. And it's better than actually buying it. Good thing Connie is there to tell her what exactly she did wrong, and in great detail. Like her big mistake of doing something nice and assuming Connie liked High School Musical, instead of just saying like, okay, thanks, and moving on.
B, when I said I enjoyed it, I was speaking ironically. And C, you actually like High School Musical? What are you, 8? No, that's impossible.
Admittedly, Connie strikes me as the type of person who will bully and tease you for liking something because she likes it herself and doesn't want to admit it, no matter how uncool it might seem. But this isn't me imitating Connie. I legitimately don't like High School Musical. Seriously though, I'm being dead serious. I do not like it. Even as a kid, I hated it. Mostly because of the acting. It always felt like over the top. Like, you ever watch the Dan Schneider shows and you see how over the top the acting is? Especially in like iCarly, it was like that for me. But like, for 90 minutes. Kid me had high standards. Connie's boyfriend helps her out by making fun of Meg in an admittedly childish way.
Hey Meg, take that! That was awesome!
The joke's kind of on us, because we're smelling it.
Yeah!
Awesome! Totally did not find that funny. I'm a professional. And she decides to break up with him for another popular boy. But unfortunately, Connie has dated all of them. She's run the gamut. And Zach Sawyer is on steroids now and looks like a fleshy piece of pizza. So she decides on a challenge. Take an unpopular boy, like the worst she can find, and date him with the express purpose of turning him into a popular sensation overnight. Connie decides on Chris.
And Chris Griffin?
Oh my god, I could smell him from here. He's perfect.
God, you're right.
Oof. Deodorant goes a long way, dude. But then again, your lack of deodorant would make you, like, you'd fit in at a con, I guess you could say. Connie goes to ask, i.e. force Chris to hang out with her.
You and I are going on a date Saturday night.
Okay.
I'll see you then. Chris Griffin, you are undoubtedly the most unpopular boy in school.
I am?
What about Neil Goldman? He had a girlfriend that one episode, he's probably alright. The date Connie has decided for her and Chris is the pep rally. Oh my god, I could never, it's way too loud and chaotic. I mean, I'd never go into a lunchroom anyway, it's too loud and chaotic. But before they go inside, Connie needs to give him a makeover to make sure he looks popular, which means no hat and uncombing his hair.
Now take that hat off.
Oh, heavens, I look like a rake.
No, you look like you don't care, and that's good.
He looks like bad, and I don't like that. I have standards, if you didn't notice. I mean, I'm all one for scruffs, but I like scruffs that shower, and he clearly isn't one of those. Poser. However, Chris does have one request. He wants to hold Connie's hand. Not because he wants to help with the ruse, but because he genuinely likes Connie deep down.
Well, I think you're nice, and I like spending time with you. You're really pretty, and I hope I get to be with you for a long time.
No guy's ever said anything that nice to me before.
Okay, where did this come from? To be fair, I do like the drama angle they're going for, but this does come out of nowhere, no offense. Chris and Connie have never had a good moment together on screen. Like, at any point that was good or showed Chris that maybe she was good deep down and just puts on a front. Even earlier this episode, she was bossing him around, and he was curious at the sudden attention he was getting.
Why would she go out with me? She must be more drunk than Santa Claus when he got that DUI.
And no, Connie did not make some kind of backwards compliment or anything like that. Like, oh, for a nerd, you're hot, Chris, or something like that. She literally called him disgusting and ordered he go out with her. It's a weird thing for me to harp on, but considering the drama approach they're going for and the depth and how much this episode touches on Connie being human with the added focus, I do wish they had at least one extra scene of Connie and Chris beforehand, or at least included Connie doing something nice, like maybe when they were in kindergarten she gave him a bracelet and he still remembers that or whatever. Because otherwise, the way it seems, it feels like Chris is betraying his sister by dating her bully, and if we take other episodes into account, also his brother by dating his bully, and also out of universe, it feels like both scenes were written by two different people who didn't exactly communicate things. Like, one wrote it where Connie was always bad, and the other wrote it where Connie pretended to be nice to get Chris to come with her. And in universe, it just sounds like Chris is talking out of his ass. But Chris's approach does get to Connie, who decides that he's dedicated her life to seeming popular despite the fact she should try to be a good person. So she decides to just leave the dance and go with Chris to have a good time.
Hey, forget the pep rally. You want to go see a movie?
Cool. Maybe we could go see that Chaz Palminteri Paul Sorvino movie, Distracting Trumpet.
Aww, sucks I can't play the cutaway because it's one of my favorites though. We gotta bring in our friend from Yonkers. Soon after, Connie takes Chris to school, and actually as SOs, she even gives him a cute little name, Chrissy. But notice that Chris hasn't changed back his look, even though I feel like Connie wouldn't care at this point if he did. Strangely, it seems like Connie was trying hard for nothing, since just being within direct proximity of Connie manages to make Chris popular. And better yet, Connie actually likes him for him, and she's gonna continue dating him.
Wow, you did it, Connie. Chris Griffin is popular. So you gonna dump him now?
No, Gina, I'm not.
You're not?
No, there's something about him. He's not like the other guys.
Any girl who has said that knows what's about to happen next. I'm so sorry. Chris is going to become a jerk. Connie even ends up willingly going to Chris's house for dinner. Hope she likes nothing but meatloaf, peas, and mashed potatoes. Outside of Peter being an even bigger creep than Quagmire, it actually goes well.
Man, your dad must be proud.
Actually, my dad passed away 4 years ago.
Yeah, he did. He sure did.
Wait, so was that dude we saw in Let's Go to the Hop her stepdad? Or did continuity happen? Because if so, that could also explain how she suddenly became a jerk. Like, it was all fine in Let's Go to the Hop, then her dad died afterwards, maybe from licking too many toads, and now she's Connie. But like I said, a prophecy has come true. A self-fulfilling prophecy. Because Connie wanted him to be popular, and her version of popular is being a jerk. And Chris has started to become like all the other popular boys. But if he just rolled out of bed, he throws parties at the house that Meg is not allowed to attend.
You're not invited, Meg.
It's at my house.
Connie, let me handle this. I'm sorry, Meg. You can't come. There's a
fish
ratio that you're way off of.
It's her freaking house and you're her brother. I can get Connie being mean, but Chris, that's rude. And honestly, what would happen if she did go downstairs? But I like how this does show that even if Connie has emotions and can be human, well, old habits die hard. Like, even the fact she's dating Chris is not gonna, like, change her behavior. Like, even earlier in the episode, Meg was like, oh, do you want to do makeovers? She's like, no.
Connie, now that you're dating my brother, maybe we can hang out, you know? Hey, after dinner, you want to come up to my room and give each other makeovers?
I don't use makeup, Meg.
Well, to be fair, I don't really wear makeup outside of cons either. That's how I avoid zits. At the party, despite the fact Meg isn't invited, Brian and Peter are partying along, while Lois tries to console Meg, and when that fails, introduces her to the wonderful world of Sylvia Plath.
Okay, look, Meg, I've been at this for 45 minutes. I don't know what else I can say. Here's a Sylvia Plath book and a bottle of Ambien. I'm gonna look the other way, and whatever happens, happens.
Oh god, at least Lois didn't introduce her to the wonderful world that is Acia Weevil. It's terrible we remember that woman for that, in spite of her flourishing career in poetry and copyright. But once again, Connie does get some karma, since Chris decides that since he's popular, he can get any girl he wants. So he gets a girl sandwich and knocks over Connie, implicitly dumping her and making her cry.
What are you doing?
Getting scraped to death by my zipper?
On me. I'm the one who made you popular.
No, Connie. Beating up that Jewish kid made me popular.
Which in many ways, I do feel bad for her. She finally found a guy that she formed a deep connection with. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if Connie was going to do something like this. Like just pretend Chris was her boyfriend in public and really date somebody else. Even Gina was surprised that Connie wasn't going to just dump Chris immediately after he got popular like she wanted. I think it's a testament to Connie's character that she doesn't use this to introspect. She just thinks of her as her. Like, what does this mean for her? Like, Like, maybe I shouldn't be mean anymore. Nope, I should take Chris down a notch and ask Meg for help, since now I have to eat lunch with my victim.
Created a monster. Meg, we've got to do something.
We? Are you kidding? Do you really think I would help you out in any way after everything you've done to me?
What are you talking about, lady? Did you not watch this whole video? All the horrors you inflicted on this poor girl? Even at the beginning of the episode, you bullied her, and then when she got bored of it, you let your friends take over. You were nothing but rude to her. Wow, you are really myopic. Meg, take it away.
You want my help? You can go yourself.
Meg, good for you for standing up for yourself in the best way possible. Connie frickin' deserves it. But unfortunately, Meg puts aside her principles for a few minutes if it means getting revenge on Chris, since Connie sucks eggs, but hey, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. At an assembly for something, Meg bribes Neil Goldman to hack the AV projector and play an embarrassing video of Chris, reenacting Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs, which I think is a cute inside joke considering how Seth Green's initial audition for Chris and the voice he uses for Chris is an impression of Buffalo Bill. That's also why when they reenact Silence of the Lambs, Chris is the one playing him.
Aw, come on, it's me! Griffa!
You don't get to talk like that anymore.
Connie, the person who humiliated you has himself been humiliated. You are now popular again.
This restores Connie to popular status, and while Connie does make the point she won't be friends with Meg, well, at least she says thank you. Baby steps.
Thanks for your help, Meg.
There's no chance we're gonna be friends now, is there?
Absolutely not.
However, we have a problem. Besides the fact that Connie won't give Meg permission to think about her in the tub. After this episode, Connie takes a long hiatus. She'll make background cameos and stuff like that, or appear in like little cutaways or whatever, but for the most part, she just disappears completely, like she just gave up bullying Meg. I think after this, the only worthwhile thing she does, besides host a Halloween party that Meg attends, is in Lego My Mego, where she becomes dodgeball captain and picks everybody but Meg. Well, at least she picked a disabled girl. Connie can be inclusive unless you're Meg. After this, Connie did not appear for a long time. Now, I don't know why outside of the show, like maybe they couldn't think of any good plots or her VA was busy or whatever, but in universe, I have a few ideas. Mostly that Connie found a new target, since in Trading Places we do see her and her friends bullying Lois, or we also got a bunch of episodes after Steroids that started fleshing out Meg and her social life. We got to see her friends, we got to see her outside of just being the whiny punching bag. Even in Lego My Mego, she was saved by Ruth, who invited Meg to go to Paris for a semester, since it would mean no bullies. And when you have friends and you get bullied, well, it makes the bullying hurt a little less, since there's safety in numbers and you know they'll have your back. Even if they can't do anything about the bully themselves, it's good to know you have people in your corner who will understand you and just let you vent. Meg can finally talk about Connie with other people who she knows will like her for her, and have likely experienced similar things, since I doubt Meg is the only girl Connie bullies. However, that's not to say that Meg was totally free without Connie there. Some episodes did feature her getting bullied. She was still the universal punching bag. I mean, one episode, a bully threatened to kill her just because she bumped into him, and that episode even had her supposed friends leaving her to avoid getting targeted themselves. Some friends they are. But eventually, Connie did come back for one more episode in Connie Celica, and now she's back to cameos, so we'll be discussing Connie Celica before tuning out. After a Lego Spotlight clip, which actually got me to chuckle harder than I'm willing to admit, we are interrupted by Chris practicing his newest hobby for the episode. Music. Oh, we all know Chris is an artist. God, Chris, why does it sound like you're tearing a mountain goat in half by the ribs? And why do schools give out recorders? Is it because the pianos are too expensive and you need to teach scale and keys somehow? Like, why? Or is it just to punish the parents? Because if it's the latter, I am right behind you. Music teachers in the comments, why do you do this? Chris says the reason he sounds like nails on a chalkboard against another chalkboard is because his music teacher quit and has been replaced by a bluebird. And not a cool one like Mordecai. No, an actual one.
See you tomorrow, Mr. Mason.
So Lois, ever the concerned Karen, she's even halfway there on the haircut, goes down to Adam West High to plead her case in front of Principal Shepard. You know, despite Chris's own complaints.
I'm sorry, but music is an important part of your education.
Great. Every kid loves seeing their mom inside their high school.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Just let us teach. But rather than going to the manager, she tells Principal Shepard that she can be the new music teacher. And I gotta say, she has a point.
You need a real music teacher. I'm a trained piano player, and I've taught lessons for years. I'd love to come work for you.
You would?
Thank you, show, for finally remembering that Lois used to teach piano in the earlier seasons. This episode and All About Alana both remembered it. It seems like a lot of episodes, especially Call Girl, forget that Lois wasn't a total housewife. She had aspirations, she had her own money, but to Lois, her family came first. And considering how she wanted to stay home to help raise Stewie, piano was probably the best of both worlds. The students just came to her. Plus, Lois has been a teacher before, and prick up your ears, she was the help teacher. The only reason she got fired was because she was teaching kids how to do it safely rather than teaching abstinence like the parents wanted. Oh my god, parents, just work with us or homeschool your kids. You're not even gonna care about this, you're just bored. Please. I mean, if you want to homeschool your kids, go ahead. They'll be socially inept husks, but that's your problem, not mine. You can't blame me. Okay, are you okay? Principal Shepard agrees and lets Lois be the new music teacher. But yay, every student loves the idea of their family working at the school, aka the one place they can go to get away from them. Lois shows up and makes a horrible first impression with her stupid tie and stupid mannerisms. Lois, you're teaching high school, not 5th grade. Connie sums it up pretty well.
Oh my god, you're so lame.
I know you are, but what am I?
Lame.
Okay, we'll call that one a tie.
You're a B word in this episode, but if you weren't on point. Lois really is trying way too hard. Like mother, like daughter. What did I say about desperation? Connie keeps heckling Lois, and this really reminds me of that one episode of Ted. Go watch it. The Ted show is actually surprisingly good. Lois's first day goes awful. She goes home and tells everybody how Connie was bullying her, and the name of Connie D'Amico seems to ring a bell.
She's a classic entitled mean girl.
Connie D'Amico. The name sounds familiar.
That's a nice callback to Connie's lack of screen time. But Lois begins to feel doubt.
I'm not cut out to teach high school kids. I thought I could handle their nonsense, but I just kind of froze today with Connie.
Yeah, hang it up.
You gave it a day.
Lois, no offense, you're a pretty good teacher. It's just that a problem with teaching is it doesn't matter how prepared you are. Honestly, most teaching programs are pointless crap full of busy work, but unfortunately, you gotta do it. You learn most of what you do about teaching on the job, especially classroom management. Lois, have you tried building a relationship with Connie, or having a calm corner, or remembering your why? Brian suggests being more of an authority figure. After all, it is her classroom.
If Connie gets out of line again, don't be afraid to show her who's boss. Like I did with those squirrels.
Which, even if it's coming from Brian, is good advice. Lois, try the freaky teacher face, as I call it. If the kids keep talking or saying crap, just walk up to the chattiest kid, ask if they're done, or just stare at them intensely into their soul until they shut up. I'm telling you, it works. But Lois doesn't take my advice. Instead, she sends Connie to the principal's office.
That's it, Connie. To the principal's office. Now!
Which is still really good, but messing with the emotions of children and staring into their souls is a joy only I like to feel.
Oh, man! God, that means you heard me. This is how Hollywood thinks school teachers talk.
That is so true. In truth, the kids would be standing up like 10 minutes before and then stampeding out. Strangely, unlike usual, Principal Shepard actually takes action and expels Connie because the school has a free strike policy.
This is your 3rd strike this year. According to school policy, 3 strikes means you're expelled.
What?
Principal Shepard, I'm not sure that's necessary.
Which, I do agree with Lois, that is too far. She was just interrupting class. But considering all the other crap Connie has pulled over the years, actually feels kind of justified. It's just that she doesn't deserve to get into that much trouble for that one thing. I think a week's worth of detention is fine. And even that, I'd say like maybe just at least 1 detention. But I would want to know what those other offenses are that she did. Like, did she bully other teachers? Is that why they were so eager to get rid of her? Still, this is Connie we're talking about. So she decides in her misplaced blame to cyberbully Lois, because honestly, it was not Lois's fault. Lois did not know the school policy, and she did not know Connie that well. She just sent her to the principal's office, which I'm sure most teachers would do. Like hack into her account and spam her.
Are you using the Elmo toothbrush, which is mine?
Oh, sorry, Peter. I've just been so distracted with this whole Connie thing.
So Connie made you mistake a monster's face.
I feel her pain. But it gets worse since the bullying starts to happen in real life. Wow, Connie is like a stalker. Like, I thought her just teasing Meg was too far. This dude was holding back. At the store, Connie gets the ultimate petty revenge, which I'm actually kind of behind. Buying every paper towel from the brand that Lois wants, that way Lois can't use it.
There we go.
You did that on purpose, didn't you? Lois threatens Connie, only, unlike at the school, this one gets caught on tape, both by people and by the grocery store itself.
Okay, that's it. You'll pay for this, Connie. You better watch your step.
Later that night, Lois learns that Connie has supposedly died.
The brake lines of Connie Celica apparently cut.
Oh, that's why it's called that and that's how it's pronounced. I thought it was like sciatica or Cecilia. But corn nuts, good riddance. However, because of probable cause, Lois is under arrest because she threatened Connie. Even if Lois wasn't the one to expel her, it was Principal Shepard. Like, really? Like, what the hey? On the bright side, it won't be the first time Lois went to prison. I'm sure the Griffins are used to it.
Guys, my mom was arrested for Connie's murder. No quiz!
Yeah! Good for Meg. Connie is gone and her mom is in jail. It's a two-nickel situation. Peter and Brian do try to prove her innocence, but to no avail. Wow, Connie left no crumbs. I mean, thankfully, Lois was freed because Connie faked her own death. She pulled a Heather Chandler. Wait, Heather Chandler did not fake her own death. Oh, she did in the crappy Confused miniseries that did not know what direction it wanted to go. But I'll admit, I am a little disappointed we will never see Heather's revolution, because honestly, the idea of Heather's in Versailles seems really cool.
It's called cyberbullying.
Cyberbullying? Me?
Anyhow, that's Connie to Miko. Wow, this video is long. I'm surprised. Yeah, do I really have to, explain myself again? Do you guys even watch the endings? Anyhow, I...